Hello, beautiful souls. This is Nikita Bhargav. Welcome to my channel, the Red Chord Twin Flame Central. And today I am recording a few brief messages dealing with very pardon me, specific questions on this twin flame path. Hopefully it will assist you and get you some insights, right? And I do hope you have subscribed, you're liking, sharing, commenting, and please do always check the description box because I share links over there for either previous or connected videos that I have done before or I will do after. I always go back and add the link, so please always check the description box. So today, because there's so many things, I have decided I'm going to try and record them back to back, but keep them brief and then upload them maybe one every day or something like that. So the energies have been really wonderful, and yeah, they feel intense, but if you are taking your naps and if you're drinking a lot of water, listening to your body, and especially for twin flames, it has been uh, pretty intense because there has been a lot of doubt, lot of clearing, lot of past issues, and which is why I'm addressing certain topics which you might find helpful. Okay, so keep the faith. It's how do you keep the faith? Let me start with that, though it's not on my list, but I suddenly feel I should address that first. How do you keep your faith? And faith is not that God is your genie or your personal waiter or your Santa Claus who you sent a wish list to and it will come to you exactly as you wished. Keeping faith and surrendering is primarily saying, I know whatever is happening is somewhere for my highest and my best, and being okay and being happy and being grateful no matter what is happening. So when in doubt, and uh, I'm going to be talking about triggers right now. It's very hard to keep your faith, or when you are filled with the energies of doubt, and it could be somebody else who's put the doubt in you, or your situation not making the kind of movement or progress that you hoped it would, or you are not seeing the other side's journey, which is causing stress and worry and anxiety in you, right? Knowing that if you are going through a certain journey and looking back when you can see the progress you have made, keep the knowing in you that obviously it is not just going to be affecting the feminines, it is definitely affecting the masculines. And just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not happening. I'll give you the example of when a woman is pregnant, and me being a mother, and I can tell you from my first hand experience, is the first 3 months there's no difference. You don't feel the kicking, you don't see the visible growing of the belly, there's nothing, but there's a knowing, there's a certainty. Automatically your hand goes and in a protective gesture, when you're in a shopping mall, or when you're outside, or you're climbing the bus. You're already protective, you already love, you don't see everything what is happening, but it is happening. There's a process. This is the gestation period. 3D was a dimension we were existing on, and it was not wrong. It was right for when it existed. 5D is where we are traveling to, where we are going to reach, and some of us have reached, and where we are going to be creating a different way of life, different energies, different vibration, different frequency. Okay, Now 4D is the bridge. It is the transition, it is the journey, it is the path. So when you're on the path, things will be transitional, they will be temporary, there might be discomfort. If 3D was your old home and 5D is the new home in a new city, it's when you have packed your stuff, thrown out what you don't want to carry to your new house, right? Or given it away, or put it up for charity, or whatever you've done with some of your old stuff. You're not carrying your old garbage bags, you're not carrying clothes that you no longer wear, you're no longer carrying the old newspapers, for example, unless it is wrapped around protecting your chinaware, right? And you have handed over those stuff to a transport company. You are carrying with you very minimalistic things that you need for the days in transit. Even when you reach there, it's not that your house is going to be ready made. You'll have to work, you'll have to reset it up, and it might take days before you get the cable, and you get your gas cylinder, you find your buy, you find your kirana store. It will take you time. But right now most of us are in the 4D, the transit, the journey, so things are unclear. And right now, when you are being triggered, right, when in with your twin, the reason why a lot of people are not making too much progress is because when they're being triggered, they're not doing their inner work. Okay, the two mistakes that we do is we handle the trigger maybe at the surface level and just below, but we do not know how to go in deeper. So I'm working on a PDF. uh, Once it's ready, I will make a video about how to access it and everything for everyone. But triggers are there to show you an unhealed part, a part that time has come for you to gain clarity and insight from, and you need to let go of. Okay, so it is telling you that it is time now for you to deal with it. If you find your twin has done something and you feel, for example, he's not making time for me, okay, and you communicate it to him and say, you never have time for me, you never talk to me, you never text me. The masculines read just that. What they're supposed to ideally do is, when you say, you never text me, he's supposed to read, please text me more. But he doesn't. When you say, you don't, you are, I don't feel loved, he's like, okay, yet another flaw in me. I'm not good enough, or something like that is what they think. Whereas you were trying to say, do something to make me feel loved. Okay, so there's a huge miscommunication. And what complicates it further is the using of the word mirror, because we are used to the physical mirror, where when I stretch out my hand, the reflection in the mirror reaches out its hand. Whereas with twin flames, it is more um, holographic, you know. So, or if you have seen the making of Lord of the Ring, okay, so when Gollum was being played by Andy Serkis, and so he wore the green suit and all those electrodes were put on him to track his movement, etc. So it's like, if your hand is going forward, your twin's hand is in that sense going backward, right? So when you're leaping forward, it's leaping backwards, it's inexact. So in some things they're mirroring us, in some things there are polars, but what happens is, when we are triggered, we are obviously either in pain, we are feeling hurt, or we are angry. Whether you're in communication or not, your twin can feel, whether they can hear you literally or not, but they can feel what you're feeling. Okay, and that is what is going to come back to you via them. You know, if you think to yourself, he's so irritating, I don't think I want to talk to him, he is going to go silent on you, and then you wonder why. This is not a soulmate or a karmic relationship where if you go quiet, he is going to come and speak first. First, you have to clear the things within you. That is why every twin flame coach will tell you, whenever something happens, before you communicate, go inward. And I'm telling you, and I never teach anything which I have not mastered, or at least seen firsthand, and this is something I am telling you from my mistakes. Okay, because you feel so connected with your twin, you feel I should express, but without having done your inner filter and going through and understanding where it is coming from within me and healing that aspect. If you communicate still from the being in the, because you're not healed it, so it's the wound is still right there, and you try to establish a bridge or find a solution with your twin, it's premature. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's premature, because they are still reeling under the angry vibes which you say, I didn't say it, you don't have to, they can feel you. But when you go in and ask yourself, what made me so angry or what hurt me? That is what the inner workbook is going to be about. How to reach the core and then to let it go, right? Once you have done that, then when you start a communication, it works much better. Okay, then you're able to leave it and move past. The aim of the trigger is not to just provoke you, and you have to remember at all times, this is not a regular relationship. For the masculines, if you feel I don't deserve her, or I am, I feel like a failure, or I am not able to give, or etc., ask yourself where you are not giving that to yourself. If you are not being able to give time, for example, to your feminine, even though you wish to, ask yourself, where am I not giving myself the time? Where am I not making myself a priority? It could be in every aspect of your life. Okay. The minute you start making yourself the priority even a little bit, you'll start seeing the difference. It is very different from everything you have been taught thus far. You are trying to operate from an old computer software which is no longer fitting into the new computers you've been given, right? It will just not work. That app is not compatible. Everything that you know from past experiences is the old app which you're trying to fit into your new tablet with your twin flame. So masculines, if you feel there's something, and instead of getting frustrated with yourself, because then your twin will start feeling frustrated with you. She can sense you. If you try to suppress and say, I will deal with it later, she feels that you're pushing her away, right? She feels you're saying to her she's not important, and you're pushing her down on the priority list. So every time you push down your emotions and say, no, I'll deal with it later, you're telling somehow that the information passing on to your twin is, I don't have time for you. So when something surfaces, just acknowledge it first to yourself. The next video that I'm going to be making, about choices. Please, males, females, everyone watch it. How to make the choices, because when you feel stuck in choices, a lot of problems start from there, don't they? So we're going to continue with that. But masculines, acknowledge to yourself, in fact, everyone, whatever you're going through, acknowledge to yourself first. And then, once you at least have some inkling where it is coming from, that, oh, I need to be better, say, at time management, or I need to give a little bit more time to what I like doing, or I need to reprioritize my life, or I need to do XYZ things. Once you have understood at least some layers of what you need to do and you start working towards it, and you acknowledge to your divine feminine, you know, instead of saying, I know I'm not giving you enough time, say, I understand why you would feel like I'm not making an effort. But trust me, I am learning, or something, to whatever. I know masculines don't like to use too many words, but in your own way. The minute you will shift the thing from, oh my god, I'm not giving you enough time, let's get frustrated with myself, let's call myself, I'm irresponsible, I'll never be able to this, that. When you do all that, you'll hear those very words coming out of her mouth. So change the way you treat yourself, make yourself a priority, give yourself time, and acknowledge to her what you're feeling. And things will start getting back on track. I am leaving you all with a lot of love and light. Please do continue watching my videos and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, if you find it useful. I look forward to your comments. Please share it with your community, and do always check the description box, and do subscribe. This is Nikita Bhargav.